Broncos backup quarterback Brock Osweler was in line to make one final desperation heave toward the end zone. And Osweler said, quote, "I was going in for the Hail Mary. I'm not sure what the dividing line was as far as me going in, but I was getting ready to go in." So the question here is, Rob, should the Broncos be concerned about Manning's arm strength?
Absolutely. Skip, if I'm a Denver fan, I want a refund. I want a refund on Peyton Manning. Yes. Wow. I was expecting the diamond Peyton Manning, and I got the cubic zirconia version. You know what?
That guy who destroyed Pittsburgh on the
Pittsburgh's an old defense. I'm not buying that. He can't throw the ball deep, and if I'm a defensive coordinator, just stay close. He can't throw the ball over your head. He's already told everybody.
Okay.
And at his age, Skip, and his condition, it's only going to get worse, not better. Don't buy that it's going to get better because it's time.
She just sneezed at your argument.
She just she poo-pooed the whole thing.
Yeah. I like that. Way to go,
I tried to contain it.
Yeah. So I want to remind our viewing public that Rob Parker was the gentleman who said that Peyton Manning should retire. He had no chance. He was done. He was washed up. And now I've seen two games in which I thought Peyton Manning looked a lot like Peyton Manning in both those games.
Did you see the way that ball fluttered?
The first two, it fluttered. Then you fell asleep and didn't see the rest of the game, which is understandable because the first quarter took 2 hours to play. But the third interception had some mustard on it. And after that, it's like he got warmed up, and he was throwing balls in the fourth quarter that had some velocity equal to whatever he used to have because he never had a cannon to start with. He threw a ball to Eric Decker in the fourth quarter that went right through his hands on a post route, and it was a gunshot by Peyton Manning standards. I think his arm's just as strong as it ever was.
I don't think it's just as strong. I think you're being nice to him because when I watched early on, you could catch those balls with a butterfly net. They're just floating around. He doesn't have that arm strength. And if I'm a defense, I'm not afraid of Peyton Manning going deep. Just the idea that Denver would even think about not having him in at the end of the game, Austin, to make that big throw, to make that big play, tells you about him.
I think what people have to understand is you have to give him time to get back.
Thank you.
I mean,
he's 36.
I understand that, but he's been out of the game for a year and a half. I don't care how many highlights or how much film you watch. It's not the same as being out there on the field. The pace of the game, I mean, the guy had a surgery that affects his whole motion of throwing. And he's back now, but it's going to take him a couple games to get his motion back. I really do believe he'll be fine. I mean, I think he will. I think
like
he's just,
old Peyton fine.
I think he'll be fine, yeah, like old Peyton fine. I mean, he's a great quarterback. You're not going to get it in the first couple of games. I don't think next game he'll be great. But I think if you go down the line, I think in the next couple of games, which, you know, is going to take some time, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be able to make the passes. I think his passes will be crisp, and I think he'll be good.
Weigh in, Stephen A.
Well, obviously, I've been concerned. I wouldn't go as far and engage in hyperbole the way that Rob Parker did. I mean, my goodness, it's ridiculous. But I will tell you that I have to see it. I mean, Austin's right. And it's good to see you, big boy. It's been concerned. I wouldn't go. He's right when he says that. It's just that until we see it, there is reason for concern because he's not getting any younger. He's been in the league quite a long time. He's taken his share of hits over the years. He had 4 neck surgeries. And obviously it directly impacted the velocity, his ability to throw the football, not just with accuracy, with velocity. And what I want to see is whatever he used to do that he does on a continuous basis. Skip is right from the standpoint we've seen it in the first 2 games of this NFL season. But at the same time, with the degree of frequency and regularity, that's where my question mark is about Peyton Manning. I've seen him throw one shot, crisp, velocity on the ball, looks good one play. A couple of minutes later, it's wobbly, doesn't have that kind of crispness to it, and I think that's the problem. That's what I'm worried about with him. I don't like the infrequency. I don't like the inconsistency. That's what I'm worried about because of his health. No other reason. If he's healthy and he can throw the football, Peyton Manning's Peyton Manning. But age, attrition, and injuries have a lot to do with some of the inconsistency I've seen in the velocity on his passes.
Okay, let me address Rob Parker with the bottom line to this question. It concerns a rookie quarterback by the name of Brock Osweler from Arizona State, who stands 6 feet 8 inches tall. He could play a little NBA ball, maybe. And the point is, Rob, Brock Osweler. No, he could. He probably could. Well, I don't know. He could play shooting guard for the Hornets, maybe. I don't know.
He went there.
I went there.
No, not that team.
Okay, so here's the point, Rob. He has a huge arm. He could be a designated Hail Mary thrower for a whole lot of teams. Seriously, for Tom Brady's
Skip,
team.
I'm not buying
Drew
it.
Brees'
You're telling me
team.
now that Peyton Manning's coming off the field for somebody else?
Okay.
I've never seen it, and I'm not going to believe it.
Okay, but my point is, if they got backed up, if they got the ball back, and by the way, even the great Eric Mangenius, who sat here yesterday and said he thought that if Peyton got the ball back with enough time, he would have gone and won that game on Monday night. That's how that was the momentum that I felt. That's why I started rooting against Atlanta, even though I'd picked the Falcons to win. I wanted to see Peyton with the last chance because they had the no huddle rolling at that point. But what if he got backed up with 5 seconds left on the 5-yard line and you just had to wing it? Well, yeah, I'd let Brock Osweler drop back at 6'8" and wing it. Fling it 70 yards in the air because you'd have a better chance. Again, did Peyton ever have a huge arm? No.
No, but my point is, when has he ever come out of a game for another quarterback?
Okay, well, maybe
he's won 4 MVPs. Now you're telling me you want somebody other than Peyton Manning to win the game?
That's where it comes in again. You have to give him time. I think maybe later down in the season, do you think this will happen again?
I'm just not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure where he is, Austin.
So.
I still look at Peyton Manning, and this is not because I thought he should retire. It has nothing to do with it. I've watched
it has everything to do with it.
I've watched him, and it's just not the same. I understand he's got to come back. It's going to take time. I think he goes the other way, though, as he keeps playing, as he gets older. I don't think he rejuvenates and goes back to when he was 32. He's going closer to 40.
Okay, but Rob, you said he'd have to be carried off the field after his first hit. I've seen him take 6 or 7 pretty big shots in these 2 games. He jumps right back up.
So far.
No huddles and goes again.
So far, I've been wrong. I was wrong.